let's talk a little Tyreek Hill, because I wanted to talk a little Tyreek because um, Tyreek has been a phenomenal player for this team, and he has not been a great citizen at times, right? He's been a great teammate overall, and he's been a great player for the team. He's done everything almost you could ask for. He has some key drops that you'd like for him to kind of, stop doing. But overall, he's been worth the money. Okay. But there are some things that he lacks, and maturity is one of them. And he has shown it with all kinds of issues that he's had off the field, from that crazy ass divorce to breaking the IG's legs to his kid setting his house on fire to the incident at the pier with the old man, the incident at the comedy club where at least he walked away, but his entourage still ended up getting in a scuffle and all that. And the other thing that I've been critical of him, and it's all there. 2,000 yards. Remember that? And I told you this year, you could forget about 2,000 yards. They went and got a whole bunch of receivers to try to solve the third receiver issue. They went and got a tight end. They got an extra running back. They're doing everything to spread the ball around. And Tyreek addressed the media 2 days ago, and they asked him about, his personal goals and things like that, right? And everybody wanted to go again to the 2,000 yards. And are you trying to go for the whole 2,000 yard mark and all that? And it's always great, clickbait shit, all that kind of stuff. And Tyreek's answer, he says, to be honest, I have. Oh wait, I'm talking about the contract. Here we go. I'm sorry. Here we go. On the 2,000 yard receiver, he says the quest for 2,000 yards last year was selfish. Obviously, it was great for me to come out and say XYZ. I want to get 2K. You want to do this and that. And he goes, that'd be great. But I feel like at the same time, I have to understand that the position that I'm in and being one of the leaders and just singling out, an individual goal like that, I had time to look at it, talk about it with my family. And it's like, that's very selfish of me, So here, moving forward, individual goal, I've been talking about the whole entire offseason with my teammates, with my family. I want us to win a playoff game. I would love that. We're going to start with that. Then moving forward, like to continue to build on that, We're going to move to the Super Bowl. So it's one step at a time. Like if I'm able, to help this team, do something special as a team goal, I would definitely count that as an individual goal of my own, and that'll feel good. That's something that I could live with for the rest of my life, so that would be great. I want to commend the hell out of Tyreek because he gets it now. He gets what I was talking about. Because if you're Tyreek dependent, it's bad for the offense. And it's been proven for the last 2 years. You throw too much to Tyreek. Either Mike McDaniel, you call it too much, or Tua, you throw it too much. And so clearly, as I've told you all offseason, they went and got 400 receivers at the third spot, whether you're a slot or whether you're Odell Beckham. But they're solving that third receiver. And they went and got a legit pass-catching tight end. Absolutely legit in Jonnu Smith. And they went and added Jalen Wright, another guy that looks exactly like Mostert and Achane. So they're going to spread the hell out of this ball. So I told you Tyreek wasn't going to get 2,000 yards. And I'm glad that this is his attitude, because that's what the attitude should be. We just talked about this before. The team's been soft for 40 years. For 40 years, they don't win in the cold weather. For 40 years, they don't win on the West Coast on average. For 40 years, they don't win big games, and they don't win in the playoffs. It's not a Tua thing. It's a Tua thing. It's a Marino thing. It's a Fiedler thing. It's an everybody's thing. It's a Chad Pennington thing. It's a Ryan Tannehill thing. Everybody has contributed to that because everybody's been on the Miami Dolphins. So I'm glad that he's focused on it the right way. I saw that yesterday and I was like, wow, dude. Awesome. 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 Grow the hell up, dude. It is time for you to grow the hell up. Stop sticking your pecker everywhere it's opened and leaving a baby in it, and start focusing on what you need to focus and catch the ball on a consistent basis, especially in big moments, and focus on team goals. The individual stuff doesn't mean anything anymore for him. It's the same thing I told you about Tom Brady a couple of years back. What a selfish son of a bitch. His wife went with him to Tampa. All right, cool. Get that out of your system. You had to deal with Belichick. Belichick, go prove yourself. You did it. You won your championship. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Oh, no, I want to go one more time. Okay, I'm out of here, asshole. So she left. And what did you have to prove, Tom Brady? What was your 8th title going to get you? You think I'm looking at Tom Brady any different with 7 or 8 titles? No. At this point, he's done already. Just, bro, move. Just go on. Keep your family together. Clearly, his family wasn't important. At this point, what's another 1,700-yard season for Tyreek if you don't do shit in the regular season with the team? Nothing. You pat stat. So what? You're still headed for the Hall of Fame anyways. But it would be good if you did what Tom Brady did. You won a championship with one team, and you went and won a championship and led another. Deion Sanders did that, Tyreek. Deion Sanders didn't say, hey, I'm going to go to Dallas and go get 10 interceptions, or I'm going to break Dick Night Train Lane's record and I'm going to get 18 interceptions. You know what Deion Sanders said? I'm going to go over there to help those guys win a Super Bowl. Deion is, I think, the most misunderstood athlete maybe in the history of sports. Because while you look at him and you think selfish, he's all selfless. It's funny because he brought the spotlight to himself and all that, but he was never really talking about the records. He was talking about winning, or pay or get me my money. Must be the money, And then he goes to Jackson State and you think it's about him, but he lifts Jackson State. And then you go to Colorado and you think it's about him, but he lifts Colorado. It's funny. He's because of his outgoing style, he turns so many people off that you really don't look at the man and the work he's doing with everyone else. He went there to Dallas and he was like the left tackle for Barry Switzer. And he didn't have to be. He could have just been a mercenary just for himself. Didn't. So no, I'm going to show you that I can go and help a team win a Super Bowl. And so if you're Tyreek Hill, again, this is what this show is about. Give you perspective. Talk about shit that's happened in this league for 50 years that I've been watching. And Tyreek Hill, my man, tear a page out of the Deion Sanders playbook. That's how you got to. Don't worry about the 2 championships that Kansas City won without you. Don't focus on the individual stuff. Focus on the team shit. Because if you bring Miami a championship, there aren't a lot of receivers in the history of the NFL that have won championships with 2 different teams. That might be a more impressive stat than that individual stat. yeah, no, I won a championship with Kansas City, and I went to Miami, and I proved that I was one of the key pieces to help them win a championship too. They paid me a boatload of money, and I came up with the big plays, and I helped them win a Super Bowl. That's legacy shit right there. So my message to Tyreek Hill is, God bless you, bro. That's how you got to start thinking. And your goal is to become one of the few receivers that has gone to win Super Bowls with multiple teams. That's what you got to aim for. I'm sure there's got to be a couple, right? I don't know. I haven't even thought about that. That's just like kind of crossed my mind now as I'm talking about it. But there's got to be, a couple of those guys that have done it, and you have an opportunity to be one of those guys, overall. Not a bad thing, right? Not a bad thing.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.